We'll call the meeting of the Plan Commission for the City of Hudson to order October 22nd. Discussion, possible action on October 8th, 2019 meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
I think they're in my packet.
I'll, Randy, you seconded
Okay,
it.
we have a second. Mary Claire, are you okay with moving on?
Yes.
All right, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Minutes are approved. Open the public hearing. Number A, public hearing on conditional use permit application for an indoor recreation facility at 2000 O'Neill Road, Suite 100, The Dancing House.
So this is a public hearing. If anybody's here to speak on behalf of the project or has any comments to make, you're free to come to the podium at this time.
State your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Melissa Huber. My home address, or this, it's 73 Tribute Avenue, Hudson, Wisconsin.
Okay, thank you.
And I am hoping and wanting to open a dance studio. I've been running it out of my home for the past 10 years. So I've grown it and am busting at the seams and have found the perfect property that would facilitate a dance education center.
Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, we're still in public hearing, sorry. Anybody else want to speak to it? Anybody else want to speak to it? Got to ask 3 times. Anyone else want to speak to it?
I'll move to close the public hearing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Now we will consider B, discussion and possible action on the conditional use permit application for an indoor recreation facility at 2000 O'Neill Road, Suite 100, The Dancing House.
So the Dancing House, as you heard, is a currently existing business here in Hudson. They applied for conditional use permit to operate a dance studio at 2000 O'Neill Road. The use would be what is referred to as a, what is it?
Indoor recreation.
Yeah, that. Thank you. Staff hasn't received any comments from neighboring property owners at this time. And as we have seen, nobody came to really speak negatively about it. So staff is recommending approval with the condition that the applicant adheres to all state, federal, and local permitting requirements, which includes local and business park signage requirements.
Any questions, Sue?
It's about as low impact as we could ever get, so I will move for approval.
I have one question first. You guarantee you can teach anybody to dance?
Oh, you're funny. I'm up for the challenge. I've had my share of challenges, but I've done good.
It's all right. All in favor? Aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
It'll
you.
go to council meeting on our first meeting in November for final approval.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. Number 4, new business. This, actually, we are, Tiffany, if you want to explain that council took action last night on item A and denied the zoning, so it's really off our plate. Okay. It does not, however, we are still going to work on an ordinance which addresses Airbnbs and
VRBOs, yep.
Any questions on that one? Okay. And number B was a discussion on action on pedestrian safety, O'Neill Road, forwarded from public safety.
So yeah, staff doesn't really have too much of a background on this one, so if,
The owner of the Giggle Factories asked that some issues be addressed if possible by public safety. Public safety felt that in the industrial park, where do we put crosswalks when there's no ped ramps, no adjoining sidewalks, nothing? And if there was anything the city could do to help mitigate any, because he has one facility and then another one across the street, so kids are crossing.
I understand all that, but by the second he agreed to go up there, knowing those conditions, he knew that this condition existed, and that you can't come in afterwards and say, can you do this, can you do that? So I guess I feel he should have addressed that in his initial move. And so it's, unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to be a bad guy, but it's too late.
No, and he's been very respectful. He was just asking for help. We gave him some options, very minimal options, without redoing the whole, but we thought a plan commission might have an idea of what future might bring up there, what might go in up there, if you guys had any, if we had anything.
I will say that if they ever redo that street or something like that, repave it or something, then to put in curb cuts and maybe put a crossing in when they redo it, but not to go out of the way unless they're willing to pay or however that works, to create a crossing or something like that. But, you know, only upon.
And then you'd have to sign it. You'd have to sign it, paint it, sign it,
Right,
you know, I mean,
There's no sidewalks up there either, is
No.
right.
so,
Yeah, you wouldn't meet so-called city code or safety code or, you know, any applicable thing, even if we did that. So
Yep.
I guess I don't know what to say other than.
Kind of a more of a FYI and get some opinions from you folks is what was asked.
You know.
it's a tar baby.
So we gave them some options with flagmen and whatnot, and then actually literally putting them in a van and driving them across the street.
Right, shuttling them.
It's in his hands, so
Peter,
that's kind of what, huh? Yeah,
Peter?
yeah. Okay, no further questions on that. Number 5, communication items for future agendas. Anything? No?
You too?
No, just still kind of working on, like I said, the Airbnb type stuff, beekeeping, a lot on our plate, so we've been kind of slowly looking at those items.
Have you any time frame when we might see those? Especially the Airbnb one. I guess that's a dear to my heart one, if you will. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, we brought the subject up. We've been batting it around like a ping pong ball now for 2-3 months. I hope you see what I'm saying. It's not to be rude or put pressure on you.
I think part of last night's action, Fred will kind of push it a little further along.
Good.
That'll help.
Okay.
The zoning was approved last night as well for up at Lee property, and what else? We had 3 projects that we went out asking staff to go out for grant money from the state in regards to the 11th Street Bridge expansion, the Carmichael South End extension widening, and the bike path from where to where? From 30,
Oh.
from
To
35 to the highway.
to school. There was the bike path proposal to the school too, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 items, we're going out for grant.
Question on another subject. Does the city have any time frame when they'll start doing anything with the Atwood property?
Not till spring next week. We're waiting for
It's
the
been off
report.
till spring, because I heard October.
No, it wouldn't be until spring.
Yeah, there
And
might
then
be
my
some
last question is,
general
and I
grading.
brought this up at the last meeting, was I just questioned the islands down behind the old Erickson Shopping Center where I feel that they infringed on,
Yeah.
they made that street narrower than it should be. I guess that's my opinion. Maybe I'm off, but,
I would just keep that
Do
on
we-
the agenda. I know Mike is addressing the issue, Mike and Mike.
okay, well, no, I just,
Wasn't David gonna look at that too?
David was here, said he
David was
would look
here.
into that, but of
And-
course, I'm waiting for an answer.
Well, I don't think you'll get one soon, and I don't mean to be dodging that, but I think if we're looking at raising the boat launch so that it's above the flood, so the whole thing, the whole parking lot, so we aren't out of business because of that, is
Right.
gonna be redoing.
That part of the street,
So
right.
we've got to redo all that. We're looking with parks at how we want traffic to flow for an in and out there.
Okay.
So that corner
That area.
parking, that area is going to change.
Okay.
I'm not saying, soon, but it is going to come under looking at by David and Mike and all of them.
Kind of bringing us back, we're getting off on
Yeah.
it's not on the agenda to talk about, but it should be up all the time till we get it.
Okay, well, no, I just don't want it to slip through the fingers, that's.
Right. I agree.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.